Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frankie Olivo. Our program focuses on many important issues affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices, and we've allowed for our platform, this mic, to be that of the voice of the people. Now, this is something you can see yourself supporting. We ask that you like, comment, and share this live feed. Now, as of late, our Facebook page is at risk of being taken down. The powers that be do not want you to know the truth. But remember, we will not be silenced. Now, if you're really about the cause and you want to stand up to corruption and you want to hold our elected leaders and those in leadership positions accountable, well, we ask that you join the cause. We ask that you support, like, and follow our platform across all the social media platforms. Currently, right now, this program is being streamed live on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Facebook. You could find us under Frankie Olivo. Make sure you follow our personal page as well on Facebook. We could be found under Olivo Frankie. But more importantly, if you haven't already, create a Gmail account, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and follow our channel, Frankie Olivo TV. It's free. Remember, Brownsville, I will never, ever ask you for money. I will never, ever ask you for food. Well, now with Thanksgiving coming up, I might take you up on that offer. All I ask of my community is something very simple. Be part of the cause. Subscribe to our channels, especially YouTube, Frankie Olivo TV. It's free. We will not be silenced. And always remember, Brownsville, we are forever grateful to each and every one of you for the time and attention that you bring us and allow us to be in front of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Happy Friday. The day that we all anticipate. I hope y'all have a lovely, eventful Friday. Make sure you get everything done. That way your weekend is fun and restful. So happy Friday. As most of you are well aware, and possibly if you're tuning in for the first time, Good Morning Brownsville, we focus on topics regarding South Texas, the city of Brownsville, and the Rio Grande Valley. On Fridays, we want to focus our attention and get ready for the weekend. Previously, we did have a sports show, so we incorporated the sports talk, Good Morning Brownsville Sports Talk, into Friday morning's program. So thank you so much for tuning in. From here till our maker decides, we'll be coming on Friday and talking about sports, getting us ready for the weekend. Tragic events happened for the Cowboys, and no, it wasn't just because they lost, but I before I start, I always try to focus on keeping Friday's episode of all the latest coverage, what's happening, and something this weekend did happen, which was sad. Not only did the Cowboys did lose on Monday night, but we got tragic news that one of their players tragically took his own life, and this brought a lot into perspective. If you followed Monday's game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys, it went down to the fourth quarter, ended up being a possession game. The Cowboys scored their first touchdown on a punt block that they recovered in the end zone. This individual, a rookie, 24 years old, he did score his first NFL touchdown. And as one could suspect, that's probably the best feeling a sports athlete has in his young career. Well, shortly thereafter, Marshawn Nealon, it is said that after being in a pursuit with Texas DPS, the officers found him with a gunshot wound. a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Mental health is real. Mental health is serious. Many times people try to mask mental health, whatever issues we're going through. We could attribute it to so many different reasons. We're possibly embarrassed of what we're dealing with. We feel as if nobody would understand. Um, People try to cope with all sorts of ways, um, substances, um, or other remedies. But this young man, for whatever reason, maybe he felt like his career was over for whatever he did. He was being pursued. It was more like a traffic stop. But these types of things bring what's important into perspective, because while we are avid fans of different sports, and it does bring us some sort of joy to follow a certain team and root for them, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And this young player taking his life really puts things into perspective, because whenever you talk to anyone, unless you're really close with them, they won't really tell you what they're dealing with, especially today's youth. Today's youth is very, I would say, closed off, because we're always on our phones. I'd rather text you than call you. Uh, Whenever you talk to the youth today, they always say, "Are you going through something? Is everything okay?" Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. Um, everything cool. You know, but in reality, people are going through things, and maybe they just don't know how to vent, how to process, and maybe that's what happened to this individual. Our heart goes out to people like that, because one would think that someone who reached the pinnacle of his career and got amazing opportunity to be on America's team, on a team that every young kid possibly would dream to play for. He scored his first touchdown a day before. In a perfect world, that would be an idea of a perfect life. I know 9 out of 10 people will possibly trade that life for what he had. It's very sad. It's a very sad and somber past few days. We hope that individuals that are going through whatever issues are able to address them. Maybe we need to do a better job of listening to people, picking out warning signs, and offering a helping hand. I'd rather listen to somebody, spend a few hours with them, cry together, than me crying at their funeral, giving them their flowers. Suicide is common here in our city. We've had uh, a high schooler who tragically took his life. And so, especially for those that have um, loved ones that maybe are secluded, or they don't have a circle of friends that they that's what happened to Neelan. So um, just to bring more awareness, look for warning signs, and letting people know, especially your kids and your loved ones, that you love them, and if there's anything that they need, that they can always reach out, and together we can address whatever issues that person is going through. I think that's very, very important to recognize. I always try to keep sports, but you know it's bigger than that. So being a Cowboys fan, it is pretty sad to see this young man um, tragically end his life at a young age. Keeping it with football, several interesting things happened on the um, what are the signs we could look for? I don't know. Maybe if you think that uh, your son or daughter is involved in in drugs and illicit substances. Their mood swings, mood patterns change. Maybe they're aggressive. Maybe they're violent. Maybe they change their appearance. I don't know. There's many things. I think those that have kids, you know them. You know, you can see things. You could read them a lot better, especially with friends too. Friends that spend a lot of time with these individuals. Um, they could see, you know, differences in mood patterns and things like that. But I think signs are there. Maybe the person tries to mask the sign. Maybe the person tries to mask the pain, the sorrow that they're going through. So it was hard, and Ortiz makes a great point. He did lose his mother not too long ago, and in February, if I'm not mistaken, and you know maybe whatever he was going through was just too big. Um, Death is very real, and it's very raw. Many people are able to cope, are able to move move forward in life. Um, but again, it's a tragic situation. Uh, we want to bring awareness, and it's not just for people that are successful, not just for people who are athletes, but to everyone in general. To everyone in general, I think it's very important. Going back here, our city was taken aback because we would think that somebody 18 years old, 24 years old, um, as a Cowboys player, they have their whole life ahead of them. Um, but we hope people are able to catch the warning signs, and more than anything, just you know, just show love, just show love. And the biggest thing that we could give someone is our time. Um, so again, a few minutes here and there, um, a few moments together, maybe taking them out to eat. I don't know. Who doesn't like to discuss something over food? I know I do. But again, it's just very interesting and sad what we're dealing with. Um, Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has been in the news as of late for all the wrong reasons. Um, as an NFL player with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was a star. He was a go-to. He was a playmaker. He ended up winning his championship ring with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During his tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers, there was obviously this division rival with the Bengals, and there was one game that many attribute that possibly affected um, Antonio Brown. There's this discussion of NFL players suffering from CTE, and that has been a hot topic as of late for the NFL. It hasn't been that long where they started actually doing research and presenting studies that show that NFL players that suffer um, big blows to their head, they do ultimately after the game they do ended up suffering from some sort of um, illness, if we can call it that. Antonio Brown was arrested and extradited to the United States from Dubai during his time. And Antonio Brown, for those individuals that are aware, Antonio Brown has been a colorful character to say the least. Like every wide receiver, he's a diva. He was always asking for the ball. He was always I don't know if it's every playmaker that you know that wants the ball that needs that constant feel of the game in his hands. But after a hit that he took from a Cincinnati Bengals linebacker, Antonio Brown, they say that was never the same. Who can forget whenever he, in the middle of a game with Tampa Bay against the Jets, He took off his shoulder pads because the coach didn't put him in because of an ankle or something. And he said peace, and he walked out on the game. He walked out on millions of dollars. The reason why he was arrested was because he was at a boxing event. And Antonio Brown's a loudmouth. Antonio Brown is somebody that really gets under your skin. He, for whatever reason, brings that energy, that negative energy towards him, and he feeds off of that. There was a crowd that there was a scuffle, a fight, and he ended up taking the gun. Antonio Brown ended up taking the gun of a security guard, and he shot at the crowd. He posted shortly after on social media that what he did was because he was in fear of his life. Well, Florida, they did ask for his. He did have a warrant for his arrest. He was living in Dubai, and the funny thing is that he was going live in Dubai. He was posting pictures of him being in a yacht where his kids and his family went to go see him. He was in international waters. That is the only way that he was able to see his kids. So unfortunate incident nonetheless. Antonio Brown will probably feel the wrath of the law, because I don't believe he was responsible. He was a multimillionaire, made millions of dollars during his tenure in the NFL, and he's filed bankruptcy already. So it's gonna be difficult to see what sort of legal team he's able to have. And again, Antonio Brown, I guess it's not just NFL players; it's just men in general. But he was one of the main reasons I think he filed for bankruptcy was because of child support. So he's had legal troubles, he's had financial troubles, and this is another case where he probably thought that he was safe, but there was a collaboration between UAB or UEB officials that did arrest him in Dubai, and then the marshals went to go and arrest him, pick him up, and that he will be extradited, brought back to Florida to face the Chargers. Yesterday's game, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday's game was boring. Yesterday, the Raiders did face the Denver Broncos, and it was a boring game. It's unfortunate that that the Raiders have turned into this. It's been sad to see. Many people anticipated that Pete Carroll was going to be able to turn the program around. Again, it takes time. We understand that. Every coach is given at least 3 to 4 years to implement their system and be able to to compete in the playoffs, to compete for championships. Ultimately, that's the goal. So why is Facebook giving me time? You're not able to watch me on Facebook. Anyways. So again, it was a boring game. 10-7 score. The Denver Broncos did have 6 sacks yesterday. They do lead their division with 46 total sacks for the season. And in the preseason, I selected them. I picked them to win their division. So far, for these past 10, 11 years, the team to beat has always been the Kansas City Chiefs. The division has ran through them for the past 10, 11 years. If Denver is to claim the AFC West, obviously they have to go through Kansas City. Kansas City did get off to a rough start. So far, Patrick Mahomes has been able to lead his team back to contention of the AFC West. They will be playing the Denver Broncos this next Sunday. Again, we're already half of the season, so it's going to be interesting to see how Denver plays against a um, championship caliber team that is the Kansas City Chiefs, that is someone like Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid has been able to, um, to turn it around. They did start off 0-2, so it's gonna be interesting to say the least. Also, for those individuals, um, it's funny because I have YouTube TV, and YouTube TV for me has been something that I have really enjoyed. I'm the type that I need to have 3, 4 screens uh, on, especially when it comes to sports. I'm like that whenever it's March Madness, that we're going to talk about a little bit. Um, and when baseball was going on, my favorite thing to do is to have baseball, basketball, and football going on at the same time. So when the World Series was here, I was ecstatic to say the least. But YouTube TV recently got into a little disagreement, a huge disagreement with the likes of ESPN. So now the ESPN channel can no longer be found on YouTube TV, and viewership is down 21%. So it's a big deal. It really is. It's a big deal because many people do use um, do use YouTube TV. So now, not to have college football on Fridays tonight, Memphis Tulane, not to have college football Saturday, and then the Monday night games. It's a little bit difficult. Good morning, Roman. How's your day going?
It's going okay. I'm sorry. Phone stuff, talking to friends, and I didn't realize you had texted me the link, so I apologize. So yeah, now my hair's on fire right now because I thought, crap, I gotta hurry up quickly and do it. It's going great. I'm assuming you talked a little bit about what happened yesterday with the young man that plays for the Cowboys, and it's kind of sad that somebody took their life, and it's kind of hard to think about sports this weekend, knowing that somebody decided to have trouble, mental illness, and then take his own life. That's really sad. I don't even I the, the Cowboys, uh, they played Monday night. They played horrible. I think it has to be. I don't know what it is about them and playing when they're do the red, white, and blue stripe there. I don't know. I don't know why they play like crap. It seems like when they wear those, they should play better. Do they play this weekend? They have a
Uh,
bye week, right?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
Mm.
Do you have Spectrum
Yeah,
cable?
yeah. You have
Yeah, because
YouTube TV, right?
yeah, I have YouTube, which again I personally love. But again, viewership was down for the Monday night game, so it
Yeah,
was uh so many. Me personally, I'm struggling with that because I'm the type that I watch football, and not having the games on is kind of crazy.
especially
Roman,
college football on Saturday. What do you do without ABC?
well, they do have Fox has different channels. So now again, these
The best games are on ESPN. I mean,
I think they're able to produce good matchups, and Fox has so now usually it was like Fox, the SEC channel, ESPN, and
mhm,
something else. Now it's
mhm.
like 3 or 4 Fox or Fox Sports channels, which I don't mind as long as there's games on. I could watch ESPN on my app, but it's just a little bit more frustrating because I have to open up that app in
Oh,
particular.
so are you playing? Do you get the direct to consumer ESPN,
Yeah,
or are you
well,
or is it
yeah,
just
I have.
ESPN Limited?
No, it's the app. It's the app that which it encompasses the SEC channel, the whatever channels they have. They come. It's just not.
So
We're
you're
not able to find it on YouTube no more.
no, but so how are you logged into the ESPN? app, so you're playing for YouTube TV and ESPN Unlimited?
Yeah.
Y- So why is it not in? Why isn't it together? Usually, because YouTube TV doesn't have a deal with ESPN for the ESPN Unlimited, right? Is that what it is?
No, I just choose to pay two things. It's not a big deal.
Oh well, no,
But
because I save you money. But if that's the
no,
case, why
I
you're
don't
not
care.
able to stream it?
No, it's not on YouTube, so I have to go to a whole new app. Like YouTube, what I like about
Oh,
YouTube
okay,
is
okay,
I'm able to have like four screens, six screens in one where I'm watching everything. But now I have to open up a total different app, and it's kind of like so now I keep the YouTube on and I have my iPad or my phone on ESPN because again, it's one or the other. So
okay. I get what you're saying.
they always do that. They always try to negotiate. Uh, is ESPN hurting? I think so. Maybe within time they'll have more people uh, purchase their services, purchase the app. But again, it's a
Mm.
stare off until someone makes a move.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
uh, very important games this weekend. The Jaguars travel to Houston. Jags are favored to win by one. The Texans did play good last week. CJ Stroud is out with a concussion. Who do you have winning this game, Roman?
Oh, I don't know. I don't believe in either of these teams at all. I mean, I don't think the Jags are for real at all. And they're playing the early game and they're playing in Texans. And for some reason, it's kind of lazy playing the early game. I'll take the Texans at home.
I'll take
Oh
the Jags.
wait. You just I read it that he's gonna play, but I heard apparently I'm blind. It said you said he won't play, and then I read it and I'm like he won't play. Who's their backup?
God knows. He again. He did. He has. I don't even know. I have the
Um,
Jaguars. The Jaguars offense
mm,
has been struggling. They Brian Thomas is in his sophomore year. He's
mm.
been. I have him on my fantasy, and it seems as if he's like dropping the balls on purpose. He is dealing with injury. He is dealing with a shoulder injury. He is dealing with an ankle injury. But I'll take the Jags away. I have no faith in the Texans. Their
uh,
defense is solid, but
uh,
having a backup quarterback doesn't
how
help
is
them.
your fantasy team doing this year
I'm five and
overall?
four. I'm 5-4. I'm in a 12 leaguer.
Mhm,
So I personally like the more teams the better because you really have to like pick up players and
mhm,
throughout the season. But I'm 5-4. I think I'm like an there's like four of us tied for 5, 6, 7, 8, and the top six teams go into the playoffs. The top two teams get a bye. So I think there's like possibly like six more games left
mhm.
because we're at the half of the season.
It's crazy,
It,
right? It just
yeah,
seems like only yesterday it just started.
it's flown. Yeah, it's flown already. So so yeah,
Okay.
I'm in a 12 teamer, and
Mm,
I personally like the more teams the better.
mm.
The Cardinals and Seahawks. Again, Kyler Murray is out for it seems the season. Jacoby Brissett did
Played
come
well.
out against the Cowboys. They do travel to Seattle. Seattle is favored by 7. Who do you like, Roman?
Seattle. I'm taking the home teams.
I'll take the
Uh,
Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals. Again, uh, all you need is a little victory away, and then when you play again against Seattle, I think they could pull it off. The Rams travel
you,
to Santa Clara against 49ers. Rams a favorite to win by 4.5. I'll take the Niners in this game. I like them. I
mm,
like them at home. Who would
yeah.
have thunk? Who would have thunk that Purdy being hurt, Mac Jones, the journeyman, he was with New England, Jacksonville, and now he's found his home with Kyle Shanahan, the quarterback guru. So
Mhm,
I
mm.
personally I like the Niners, the Rams, obviously with Matthew Stafford. They have a high powered offense, Adams, Puka. But I'll go ahead and take the Niners with the upset.
Yeah. I think I'll take the Niners too. I take the home team on that one as well. I mean, it's gonna be a late game. They're both doing pretty well. I'll take the Niners. I am now a Matt Jones believer. I don't even know why I would be a Matt Jones believer, especially after he's done what he's done. I did not expect him to do as well. But again, you're right. Quarterback guru is an important thing to have. He can put anybody in there. I mean, he did put Purdy in there when he was a third string Mr. Irrelevant, quarterback, and he did phenomenal. And now he has somebody who has experience, the arm apparently. He just needed a new home outside of New England. So yeah, I'll take the Niners.
Um,
The next game. Yeesh.
yeah,
That injury.
the Lions and the Commanders. He isn't going to need no. He isn't going to need no. He's not going to need surgery. Who
How
do you
is
like?
that possible? That elbow did some things. An elbow's not supposed to. How is he not going to need surgery? That's crazy. I mean, it was a horrific injury and not needing. I mean, like he has like special talent in that arm, that he was able to avoid having to do surgery. I don't even know how that's possible. And especially because I always remember I picked the Commanders to go to the Super Bowl. They're 3-6. They're playing like crap. So just because I still have some hope that I might be right in my Commanders in Washington, I'm gonna have to pick Commanders just because of that. No other reason. It's like I'm really mad at myself. I really thought that the Commanders were gonna do something special this year, and I don't want to call them the Commanders, but I guess they're the Redskins, the Washington Redskins. I thought they'd do a little bit better, and they're not. Oh, I'm so mad at myself.
Yeah, I'll take Washington at home. Mariota with the upset in this game. The
Mm.
Falcons travel to Indianapolis. Indianapolis -6. They've been very impressive. Daniel Jones just needed, I guess, a new scenery. 7-2 in command of the AFC South. The Falcons are struggling this year with Michael Penix.
Mm.
Who do you like in this game, Roman?
I'm gonna do the Colts. I was kind of surprised that they got rid of AD Mitchell. I think they traded him away this weekend. I thought he was going to be a star for them and receiver, but he's only played one game, and he was a rookie out of from UT. Wait, is he a rookie or a second year player? No, he's second year player. Never mind. Yeah, they got rid of him for whatever reason, and I'm not. I feel bad, but yeah, I'll take the Colts. I'm a believer in the Colts. Man, I really am picking just home teams. That's just thing today. I don't. Maybe the next game I won't pick the home team, but no, the next game I'm gonna pick the home team too.
The Giants and the Bears. I'll take the Giants. I have liked what
Really?
I've seen with Jackson Dart. They did beat the Broncos, who were undefeated at the time. I know it's a rookie quarterback, but I'll go ahead and go with the upset. I don't have no faith in Caleb Williams. Ben Johnson's first year. I think he is still learning what it takes to be an NFL coach. So I'll go with the upset. I'll go with the Giants in this one.
And that would be a major upset, I think. I mean, I know the Bears are only have a what they're favored by 4 points, 5 points. I can't read it. I mean, that's I don't. I guess you're right. I mean, in terms of Caleb Williams not learning the system, he's up and down. One game he's great, one game he's terrible. It's hard. But I just don't see how he loses to the Giants. I mean, they're just a terrible team. But whatever. All right, next game,
The
Bills
yeah,
visitors.
yeah, the Bills shouldn't have no problem with the Dolphins.
The
They, they
Bills.
they they should fire the head coach. It's apparent that he has no control of the team. He hasn't been able to develop Tua to a consistent, solid quarterback. Again, Tua is 2 years away from a 4,000, close to 5,000 yard season. Even talks of, and that's the reason why they rewarded him handsomely with a $200 million contract.
Mm,
It's sad what's happening, Roman, to the Dolphins, but I do think that they just got rid of their GM last week. I
mm,
think the coach, if he's not able to turn it around quickly, if he finishes the season on a two, possibly three loss streak, I think we'll be seeing someone new at the helm next year. The question is, what happens to Tua's contract? Do you eat it? Do you keep him on for another year? Obviously, you're strapped. He hasn't been consistently been able to be out on the field. He is, everyone knows about his issues with concussions. So it's not a promising future if you are a Dolphins fan, and then especially whenever you have Josh Allen going into your home and you're favored to lose by 9.5. So not a good time to be a Dolphins fan. I'll take. I think we both could agree. We'll take the Dolphins winning big in this game.
I mean, the Bills winning. You think the Bills are going to win or the Dolphins?
Oh, the Bills. Sorry, the Bills.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah. I
Bills.
was like,
The Bills
wait,
will
wait,
win
well, what?
big.
No, Bills will do it. Um, I've never been a believer of their head coach. There's just something about him. I mean, I don't think I can trust the guy who wears his pants up to his knees practically.
Yeah.
I know it's Miami, but I can't trust the coach like that. And I mean, he looks like a little nerd, and it's like it's like a nerd playing Madden football, and he thinks he can be a head coach in the NFL. That's what I think about the coach. That's just me. But yeah, dude, like you can just fire him already and move on. The season's done with. It's over for the Dolphins. Just get rid of him. Um, I mean, I know it's easy for me to say that. I mean, I have no control of their money, but yeah, get rid of him. Move on. Find a good coach. Do you think? I know that like, a couple weeks ago there was this theory that Steve Sarkisian, the head coach of the Texas Longhorns, my Texas Longhorns, were going to thinking about going to the NFL like the Titans. Do you think it's possible for him to like be plucked away by the Miami Dolphins to from UT to be able to coach and be able to fix Tua? I mean, he did coach him in college.
If I was Sark, no, hell no. If I was Sark, I did that through my agent. That way UT could come and say, hey, here's an extension, or here's some more cash, or here, because Texas, he's probably making anywhere from 7, 8, 9, $10 million. If he goes to the NFL, he could probably get that. But I think that he would have more job security at UT. Again, at UT, you expect to compete for to be in the college playoffs. That's a given, and also compete for national championships. So if I was Sark, I would stay at UT. You're gonna have it's a recruiting pipeline. You're gonna have the best of the best in the state of Texas and from all over the nation. You're not gonna struggle with NIL money. UT boosters, UT alumni has it's one of the richest in the world, obviously in the state of Texas. So and if he goes to a team like Miami, if he goes to a team like Tennessee, nobody wants to go and struggle. Nobody wants to go and lose.
Right.
So again, but maybe these coaches, they do want that challenge. They possibly did everything they could in college, and now it's time for them to do, I guess, their next challenge in the NFL. But if I was Sark, me personally, I wouldn't. Lamar Jackson came back and in dramatic fashion. Maybe it wasn't dramatic because it was the Dolphins, but he is back. And while the Ravens are 3-5 in their division, if they go on a little hot streak, Roman, they could pull it off. How do you like the Ravens Vikings game? Ravens are favored by 4.
Yeah, Ravens. I'll take them. Because their head coach, I think, might lose his job if they don't do well. So they have, I think, an extra emphasis in winning. And so I think Harbaugh knows that, and he's going to play different, and I think he's going to win this game. So yeah, that's what I'd go with.
That's what I say. Again, he did win the organization a Super Bowl, but I think it's time. I think he hasn't been able to bring somebody, even though Lamar Jackson did take the team 2 years ago to the AFC Championship. They can't get over Patrick Mahomes. They can't get over Josh Allen. Maybe maybe the Ravens do need someone, a new coach, different perspective that's going to bring in different people, different minds, and because Harbaugh did the best he could to get Lamar, and they couldn't get it. Many factors, again, the main one being that the Chiefs, right? But Roman, going up against you all day, I like the Vikings. JJ McCarthy, he came back, looked good after his injury. The offense, the Vikings offense is a top 10 offense whenever McCarthy is on. Justin Jefferson, Addison, they have Aaron Jones in the background. While he is older, he is solid veteran. So just to go against you, Roman, I'll take the Vikings. I am a believer in them. Again, Lamar Jackson, you have to strategize. You have to come with a game plan for Lamar Jackson. But again, the Ravens defense is not what it once was. So, if you're able to spread the ball around, if you're able to feed Justin Jefferson against that below average secondary, Roman, I think the Vikings could and possibly will put up points and beat the Ravens, in my opinion. Now this is the Sad Bowl. Your Browns,
Sad
Roman.
Bowl.
I should have brought what's that? The
Paper bag?
The grocery bag. The paper bag. Because that's what this game is.
Oh
The Browns do travel to New York to face the Jets. The Browns are favored to win by 2. Is there any chance, Roman? Any chance the Jets win this game?
Yeah, they do. I think I don't even want to pick any. I want to go for a tie. They suck that much. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna. I don't want to pick either one. I'm picking a tie. I'm picking a tie. No, I don't think the Jets. I mean, either of these teams can win the game. They both suck donkey balls. It's a horrible thing. They're not. No, tie. I'm going for tie.
I'll take the Jets. Look, Roman, it's frustrating as a fan, as an NFL fan, to see someone such as Shedeur Sanders not get a chance. We have seen how Justin Gabriel,
he's too short.
He's too short. All he does is dink and dunks, small, less than 10-yard passes. Maybe that's why he had a high completion rate at Oregon. But he hasn't shown that he can lead a 2-minute drill. Like, that's the least you can do. Put your team in a position to score. If not a touchdown, let's get 3 at least. He hasn't been able to produce. And look, I understand. Troy Aikman in his first year wasn't what he ended up being. Peyton Manning, led the NFL in interceptions his first year. Didn't, he obviously turned that around. We understand rookie quarterbacks. This is like, this is a crash course. We understand that, but he hasn't been able to grasp. He hasn't been able to read the defenses. And I would think that the head coach would want to get a different look. Let's bring in somebody else like Shedeur Sanders. That has been a
hate him. Why do they hate him?
It's like they're purposely doing this. Yeah, that's what I feel. You're right. It's like they're purposely trying to derail his career. He is a diva. If you remember, Roman, he ended up being very selective of who he was going to interview with. I don't think he took an interview with the Giants or with the Ravens. And then many people alluded to the fact that, look, Lamar was out for half a season. He could have been plugged in there. He could have shown that he's a quality NFL quarterback. Maybe not with the Ravens. Maybe somebody else would have traded for him. So I don't understand. It's both people's faults, the organizations and Shedeur. Shedeur has not handled himself like a professional. Unfortunately, he's still a little kid. He thinks the world revolves around him. But if I was the Browns, I would, throw him into the fire and say, sink or swim, kid. Show us what you got. I have the Jets. Both organizations are laughing stock, unfortunately, which makes Jerry look like a genius compared to these organizations, and that's hard to say, So I'll take the Jets.
Honestly, you really think that they think that the Jerry's a genius compared to these 2 organizations?
I would dare say, Roman, like the Browns, really? Like they just gave your boy Deshaun Watson a $250 million guaranteed contract. I think they were the first ones to do that type of contract in the NFL. It's kind of like, what do you think?
They haven't done any, none of those teams have done crap in the last quarter century. And longer than that, really, if you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. And at least the Cowboys, for whatever reason,
they
are not saving great. It's something to talk about.
Yeah,
it's something that the Browns and the Jets haven't been able to say for quite some time.
Yeah. It's just horrible. It's pitiful. Being a Cowboys fan. It's horrible.
Roman, I'm those type that I want to go to like baseball games, to NFL games, and I always go to like the teams that suck. Like these past few years, it's been like the Marlins in baseball, because the tickets you can get like behind home plate for like $120, something crazy, like for like $40, $50, something crazy. And also for these Browns Jets games, who's gonna pay top dollar to see Browns and Jets, bro? You know what I mean? So you could probably get a good seat for like $150, $100. We'll talk about basketball in a bit. There was a game,
You are?
Roman. Real quick. There was a game. The Pistons and the Grizzlies in Tennessee. Roman,
Uh-huh.
the tickets were going for $2. It's
Oh,
like, come on, you know what I mean? So if I should have booked a flight to New York to go see the freaking
sad bull.
the
Yeah.
Sad Bowl Browns and Jets. I like the Jets. Patriots. Patriots and Drake May have come out to an impressive start to the first half of the season. There are 7-2, Roman. They do travel to Tampa and face Baker and the Buccaneers. Tampa is favored to win by 2.5, Roman. Who do you have in this game?
The Buccaneers, just because they're playing at home, but I can't believe the Patriots are doing what they're doing. It's insane how they're 7-2, but I'll take the Bucks because I did predict that they're going to win the division and they need to be playing even better to win a division. So I'll go with the Bucks.
Yeah. Again, I've been very impressed. I said it at the start of the season when we made our picks. I found it hard to believe that the Patriots have been competitive. Never did I think that they were going to be competing with the Buffalo Bills. Coach Vrabel has been able to turn this team around because I think at the start of the season they didn't come out as good as they do now. Drake May in his second year has commanded the offense better. The Bucks. I am impressed with the Bucks because there is, like every NFL team, they are suffering. They are suffering from an injury. We have Mike Evans that he is out, and Baker. Baker's to me, man. Baker's a gunslinger. He reminds me of Brett Favre. He scrambles, extends the play. If he needs to, he's willing to dive head first to get that first down. He has been a 4,000-yard passer previously. This is a tough game. I'll take the points. I'll take the Patriots. Again, I'm the type of person that I'll give you props. The Patriots have surprised me, and for someone to say that the Patriots would beat or would come up on top of the AFC East, I would be like, you're crazy.
Wow.
But that's what we're looking at. The Saints do travel to Carolina. Carolina's favored to win by 5.5. Is it fair to say, Roman, that the Saints will probably get the first overall pick in next year's draft?
Yeah, dude. Well, not really. I mean, you got the Jets. It's gonna be the battle between the Jets, the Browns, and the Saints for the number one pick. It might not be the Saints, but I think the Panthers win this game. I really would like to figure out what the Browns. I'd like to see the Browns get the number one pick, just because I want to see them screw up the number one pick. Figure out if they're gonna go with a quarterback of the number one pick. I mean, like Cowboys just traded away their one of their number one picks in the 2027 draft, which I think is stupid and dumb. Why would you do that? You just got it. You should have kept it and figure out what to do later to be able to multiply it. So maybe you can get a better quarterback that year. But no, Jerry can't hold on to that pick. Couldn't hold on to the pick. He went to get a defensive tackle. That's what so dumb. Anyway, no, I think the Panthers win that game, and and continue the hope for the Saints to get the number one pick.
I'll go against you, Roman. I'll take the Saints. Again, any given Sunday.
5.5 though, dude. 5.5.
I'll take my chances. Again, we'll see. Hopefully, it is a competitive game. In regards to the Cowboys, I like the trade. We're really solidifying our defensive line. Now we have Clark and Williams clogging up the middle.
But Clark, what has Clark done all year? Has he done anything?
But that's the thing with defensive tackles. We really don't see them. Again, you do have your Warren Sapps, you do have your Darnold, for the Rams. You have those stud defensive tackles that are just monsters, animals, and they are able to reach the quarterback. But I would dare say that the main job of the tackles, the defensive line. Yes, you are to get sacks, but ultimately it is to clog up the holes, to give room to free up your linebackers, to free up your secondary to make those tackles. So I like this move. And the trade with Micah Parsons has turned out to be, something that I would think favored both teams, obviously, but the Cowboys have really maximized their
They've saved money, but for what? What are they going to use this money next year to go into is Jerry going to go all in again on the offseason? No, didn't do that. You're right. He did. They saved money on Micah. Now they got this other guy. I just don't. I have no belief or trust in. I mean, they're wasting Clowney. I mean, they're wasting him this year. I don't think the I don't know how the Cowboys come back to play now that they lost one of their players. One of their defense players. I thought he was, playing pretty well, and I don't know what their mental state is going to be like, because he committed. So yeah, I don't want to say the word because then we might get flagged by YouTube or Facebook or whatever. I'm worried about them. I mean, obviously, I'm sad for the guy. What happened to him and his friends and his family, but I'm also thinking, his friends on the football team. How are they going to react? They're not playing this weekend. They're going to bye week. They thought they're going to come back and all together be happy, and then look what happened. Yeah. I guess let's talk some college ball a little bit.
The late games, Steelers, Chargers.
Oh,
Chargers
I
are
didn't see
favored to win by
those.
2.5.
Oh, Monday night. Those are Monday night late game.
Sunday night and Monday night.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I thought the Bucks were playing Sunday night. My bad.
I have the Steelers. I have been impressed with old man Rodgers leading the team.
Old
Uh,
man.
but Justin Herbert has done a good job. Of Again, they are dealing with injury as well as any NFL team. They are competing with the Broncos in the AFC West. I'll take the Steelers on the road against the Chargers, Roman.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers. They have a better record. They're playing better, I think. They are the favorite. They're at home. I mean, I'll take the Chargers. I'm not a believer in the Steelers being able to. Plus, if you want to have a competitive AFC North, you need to have the Steelers lose. And I know I think weirdly than other people, but they need to lose because if not, they're gonna take this thing and no more Ravens. So yeah, I'll take the Chargers at home.
The Eagles travel to Wisconsin. Green Bay. Green Bay is favored to win by 2.5 at home. I'll take the Eagles.
Me too.
I'll take the Eagles on the road. I am a big believer. My Super Bowl team was the Packers and Bengals. Doesn't seem like the Bengals are going to make it out of the AFC. But the Packers have been they're up there. If it wasn't for the tie with the Cowboys, it should have been a loss. I'll take the Eagles at home on the road against Wisconsin.
Do you think the AFC North is the best division in the NFC right now? I mean, look at their records. The worst record is a 4-4 Minnesota team, and right now the Packers are in first place. I'm taking the Eagles just because I don't think Micah is that special at all, and I don't think he's playing that spectacularly well for the Packers. I don't know how cold it's going to be. I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Lambeau Field. I'll take the Eagles. I'm not really a believer in the Eagles. I think they're a flawed 6-2 team right now. I think they're really more of a 500 team. That's just my belief.
In college ball, when is it, Roman? It's New Year's, right? The season pretty much is already coming down to the last 3 possible 4 games.
Well, yeah, there are 4 more games left. I mean, like the 4 more games. Look at their overall record, and then you're gonna have the conference championship, and then the college football playoff starts the following week. It's gonna be nuts and crazy.
Do you think Texas is able to get into the college playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Longhorns are off this week. They have a bye. They're gonna rest up, prepare for Georgia. I think they're gonna go into Athens and beat the out of Georgia. I think Arch has finally clicked. I think he understands the system better. I think they finally figured out their offensive line. It took them half the season to figure it out. I think they'll be fine going into Athens. I'm not that, Georgia's going to play. They're playing in Starkville this weekend. Starkville is going to, Mississippi State is an emotional team. They're going to play hard. They just won their first SEC game. They're going to try to go back to back. I don't think that Georgia should have won that game against Florida in the Cocktail Bowl last week. So I think UT can run the table, and they're playing at home against A&M at the end of the season on Friday night, right after Thanksgiving. I'm a believer in the Longhorns right now, and they're going to have to. They're going to have to run the table to make it to the college football playoff. Right now they're sitting at 11th, but they'd be looking out. They'll be the first team out because no ACC team is in the top 12, and you have to make room for them. And the group of 5, there's nobody in the group of 5, which is seriously, I don't even know why we have that. It's ridiculous to even give them a seat at the table. They don't deserve one. They're going to get bitch slapped by whoever they'll be in the number 12 ranked team, and whoever number 5 is going to beat the crap out of them. So yeah, I'm a believer. I honestly don't know how Texas is not ranked ahead of Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame has won 6 straight, but the teams that they've lost to are Miami and A&M. I mean, they lost to A&M at home, and Miami. Where's Miami right now? They're number 18. How do you have a team that you be ranked number 18, behind 8.8 slots behind Notre Dame? That makes no sense. Shouldn't head-to-head matter? Something? Just because Miami plays in ACC, Notre Dame doesn't play with anybody. Their schedules suck. They have 2 teams that are tough the entire year. It's Miami and A&M. They lost to both of them. Notre Dame is probably going to run it. Notre Dame has no business being in the top 12 at all. But and then ahead of Oklahoma and Texas, who play in the SEC, who play an SEC schedule. I mean, Notre Dame, Texas, yeah, they lost to Florida. They're playing in a swamp. But they lost to Ohio State in the first game of the season, 14-7. I believe that was the score. First game of the season, number 1 team, and you're going to rank them behind Notre Dame, who lost again to the team you ranked number 18 and to A&M at home. No, it's dumb. I think I think ultimately Oregon's going to suffer. I don't think they're going to stay up there. BYU and Texas Tech are playing against each other this week. I think with Oregon, with with Tech, if Tech loses, they might not make it to the Big 12. For the Big 12 to get 2 teams in, they need to see Tech win this game. And if that doesn't happen, BYU, when you run the table, BYU won't play Tech in the championship. They'll play Cincinnati. BYU will probably win that game, and they'll only have 1 team again. So for the Big 12 sake, they better hope the Tech wins.
I'm not shocked because, of course, you are a UT fan, but there's no way, Roman, they get past Georgia. There's no way they get past A&M.
Why?
Like, look. I understand that, the networks, they want somebody like Arch because then they'll be able to overplay and the Manny name, it sells. We understand that. I don't think UT could go into Athens
in 2 weeks
and beat
bye?
Georgia, and then not just that. Then they have to play A&M at the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So they have 2 very, very tough matchups. You're talking about A&M, who, to me, they've been very, very impressive. Georgia, so you're playing a ranked 3 and 5 team to get into again, if they do, obviously they deserve it. That is how we're going to define Archie Manning's.
But A&M hasn't played well on the road in the SEC. They haven't won a game on the road in years. It seems like they were like 7-0, and then they lost the last, I don't know how many games last season. Do you really think Elko is special? No. A&M, they have a psychological problem. They do. They're people get in their head. They're playing Missouri this weekend, a number 22 team. They may lose that game against Missouri because, again, they're playing on the road. You really think that?
I personally, again, until we see somebody knock them, and again, every team, struggles on the road. The thing is, are they able to come back and secure the victory? Until I see someone such as Missouri, such as A&M, take out, such as UT, I'm sorry, defeats A&M, then I'll say, hey, you got me. But as of right now, it's going to be a tough way, in my opinion. There's no chance, in my opinion. There's no chance that UT makes the college playoffs. Again, for sales, for the name, the star, Manning, yes, all the major networks, they want UT to be in the college playoffs to sell. But I just don't see them beating Georgia. That's their first. After they lose that, they're going to drop from 11 to possibly 20 in the 20s, top 20s. And then once A&M comes home and beats them, they're done. Any games that stand out to you, Roman?
I guess the LSU Alabama game stands out to me just because LSU just fired their coach, just fired their athletic director. They're playing on the road in Alabama. Will the team rally together to say we're going to win this game? Let's do it. Will they punch Bama in the mouth? I'm hoping for that. I'm watching that game, and I am hopeful that LSU finds a way to beat Bama just for that, because LSU is a decent team. They should have been better than they are right now. They should not be a 5-3 team right now, but they are. And so I think LSU might be able to. I'm watching that game. I'm looking forward to that game, and that's the night game. On the ABC SEC stuff. That's really the only game I'm paying attention to. Well, there's the other one, the Indiana Penn State game, only because again, Penn State lost their coach. Are they going to play better? Is Indiana for real? It's Indiana. I think I hope Penn State wins that game because I hate the Big 12. I mean the Big 10, sorry. But Indiana, depending on what they do, if they win this game, Indiana will be in the Big 10 championship. Who would have thought that 2 years ago?
Yeah, the LSU Alabama doesn't have that muster. That's that. Oh man, that rivalry. And you would think, Roman, that every program in the nation would welcome a 5-3 start, right? But no, not LSU. Again, they compete for championships. They expect to, to be undefeated leading up to the freaking SEC championship. That's just the high expectations that that program has expected. So to me, there isn't really a college game that stands out. I guess if I was a betting person, I would bet Navy covering the spread against Notre Dame, who hasn't been that great. Roman was talking about A&M Missouri. Missouri is 6-2. A&M is favored to win by 7. Maybe they keep it close. Mississippi has been impressive, Roman. Have you been impressed, Roman, with Tech this year?
Texas Tech? Yeah, I mean, they're spending money in NIL. I have been impressed. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the celebrity guest picker on Saturday. I've been impressed by Tech. I still don't know how the hell Houston lost to Tech, though, at home, because I'm more impressed by Houston than I am Tech. But I was shocked that Houston lost to Tech at home. But yeah, I've been impressed by Tech.
I would be surprised if we had, two Texas teams in the college playoffs. That would be awesome. Roman's obviously rooting for UT. I'll root for Tech to be in there with A&M as well. That would be, that would be crazy.
To have 3, that would be nuts. I mean, we had 2 last season. We
had maybe it's possible. Like, let's say A&M goes undefeated and UT beats Georgia, how you said, and then in their last game against A&M UT, it's a close game down to the wire. A late field goal, a late strip sack, a late pick six, something in dramatic fashion where the those who pick for the playoffs say, A&M's a top 3, top 4 team. They lost in a close game against in-state rival. Maybe we'll keep them on there. It's possible, right?
No, I think
it could be possible.
Even if UT were to beat A&M, I think that A&M still makes the college football playoff. I mean, I think they will. I think they're a shoo in to make the college football playoffs. So I'm more interested in what happens with Tech. Does Tech go in and make it to the Big 12 championship and win it? I mean, that would be possible. To have three teams in the CFP would be great for the state and for high school football. It just shows how good high school football is in Texas.
Yeah, college basketball is here is it's my favorite time, Roman, because during like the holidays, during Thanksgiving, they play tournaments. Also leading up to March Madness, right before they have the SEC tournament, the ACC tournament. What I'm most shocked about the rankings is Gonzaga. Gonzaga was a usually top 10 program in recruiting. Tech is always good. UCLA, I feel as if these past few years they haven't been able to build the program. And the last time I could remember them, Roman, being competitive was possibly when Ball, when the point guard was there. So St. John's is good. Connecticut is competitive. Florida, obviously, they just won a championship. Houston's always been able to recruit good. Again, you're in the mecca, I would say, of basketball, which is Houston. So I am impressed with Houston continuing to recruit, being competitive, and hopefully they'll be able to compete and hopefully win a national championship. For basketball, it's been an interesting start of the NBA season. The Philadelphia 76ers did score big. Everybody's talking about Cooper Flag being the future, but I'm sure the 76ers do like what they see in Edgecombe out of Baylor. He has been a solid start. He's had a solid start to their season. The Mavericks, Roman, geez, man, it seems as if Nico Harris will always hear that trade to send Luka out of town was possibly the worst decision he's ever made. Are you shocked, Roman, by the Dallas's 2-6 start this season?
No, because they got rid of Luka. But I don't follow basketball until after Christmas, if at all. Because you don't know the players, you don't know, the people taking days off, they're getting into basketball doesn't matter until after Christmas.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, and you're right. LeBron James, for the first 10 games, he's been out. He was dealing with a sciatica injury. Many people were alluding to the fact that the reason why he was out was because of the gambling arrests, indictments that came down. His name did come up. It's rare whenever we find someone such as LeBron James come out in the press, for all the wrong reasons. He's always been in the press for all the good reasons. San Antonio has done good. Wemby is off to an amazing start. I love basketball, but now, Roman, the focal point for this season is going to be the whole gambling allegations that is going to, cast a dark cloud over the league, because there is no question that some of these players had mob ties and they threw away games. They made sure that certain games were, they dictated the games pretty much. It's not this. Is this like WWE, Roman? Is this like AEW where these players are rigging the game? We expect for the very best to compete at a high level. That's why we watch these sports. But for us to have any indications that it possibly might not be real, it just leaves a stain on the shield, which is the NBA logo. Again, I love this weekend. I have a lot to look forward to, especially when it comes to sports. Friday night, are you going to any college, any high school games? Have you gone to any high school games?
No, not. I was gonna try to go to the Porter game last night, and then I was also thinking of going to watch the mighty Wesco Panthers go against Edinburgh Economies for the district championship, because it's not every day you get the district championship decided on the last game of the season amongst the same two teams, and that was an exciting game. I was able to see some of it on YouTube TV, and Channel 4 was playing on their broadcast channel 4.1. And so I didn't have to go. I watched it. It was kind of cool. I mean, Wesco beat the crap out of it was 37-13, I think it was. It wasn't even a close game considering that Economies had been undefeated the entire season. So Wesco played really good. So I didn't so I've watched more high school football game on TV than I have in person. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been impressed with those Fresno's Falcons. They won in
Mm,
dramatic fashion this past week against the Harlingen Cardinals. A
mm,
pick six in overtime
mm-hmm.
to secure the victory. It should be um, again the end of district is right around the corner. Playoffs is right around the corner.
It's next week.
Uh,
Playoffs start next week.
yeah, next week. So this is what a time to be alive, especially following high school
But
sports.
it just sucks that there's not really cold weather just yet. I mean, we're gonna get some cold weather this next early next week, but it's not. It doesn't feel like football weather yet in the valley until you get a little cold front playing on Friday night football. So I may go to see a game tonight. I don't know where I'll go, but I'll just pick something and go just so I can get some of the snacks. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, in South Texas, Brownsville, we could count the times where we have a cold front on our hands. Usually, maybe due to global warming or whatever, but it's been like
Oh,
until January, February where we really start seeing the nice, cool weather in this
yeah.
area. Roman, any last words?
No, not really. Just go watch some football. Spend time with the family. Enjoy it. Do it. Carne asada. Enjoy the fact that there will be no pitada this weekend because the Cowboys don't play. Oh, it doesn't really matter if the Cowboys play. There will be a pitada anyway. So enjoy the weekend. Yeah, spend time with the family. I know that's what I'm going to do this weekend. So God bless each and every one of you. Have fun. I can't wait for Monday to talk more. Whatever we'll talk about on Monday, something will happen. We'll talk about.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you go to our YouTube channel titled Frank Olivo TV and subscribe. It's free. Remember, Good Morning Brownsville will come on Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., sometimes a little bit after, religiously. So make sure that you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel titled Frank Olivo TV. My name is Frankie. This is Roman. Peace.